acknowledged all of you as the ZIDO members, but I would want to, in a special way, to thank the Diaspora Association and EKAYA for organizing the UK Zimbabwe Business Expo, which will undoubtedly strengthen our vision for national development and investment partnership. And I'm doing this as government, and I'm also doing it from the perspective that President Mnangagwa always emphasizes, ensuring that no one is left behind and no region is left behind. So you are a critical stakeholder, those of you that are here in the diaspora, and you are recognized as part of the architecture towards realizing on our aspirations in terms of our national vision 2030 for an empowered upper middle income society, something which we are trying to realize through the implementation of our national development strategy number 1, which began in the year 2021 and is taking us into next year, which is 2025. Already, His Excellency the President has already outlined the roadmap towards the development of the National Development Strategy number 2, which will begin in the year 2026. And that roadmap will also be informed by some of the experiences that you have as partners in the development of Zimbabwe, and it will also embrace and outline some of the investment opportunities that we would want you to be able to participate. And for that, it's very critical that we participate in the channels of communication that Ambassador Katsande has opened as part of the Zimbabwe mission to try and ensure that your voices as the Zimbabwean community outside the borders of Zimbabwe, your voices are heard, and the challenges that you encounter, we are then able to overcome them to try and ensure that we facilitate your also being part of realizing on the investment opportunities that exist within Zimbabwe. So the open communication platforms that Ambassador Katsande has opened up, they are meant to facilitate the building of our country. And His Excellency President Mnangagwa emphasizes brick upon brick and stone upon stone as we forge ahead in rebuilding our beloved country, in ensuring that no one and no place is left behind. So I would want to encourage yourselves as Zimbabweans in the Diaspora Association to continue consolidating the association that you have built upon, working with each other and also working with your embassy. And I would want to appeal that the association that you have developed amongst yourselves, you maintain the solidity and you maintain the productiveness and the developmental engagements with your home country through our ambassador and through our embassy staff, who are always available and willing to directly engage with you on all issues concerning your home country. I don't want to pretend that you will not encounter challenges. There will be challenges, but through the open communication that I alluded to, we are here to try and ensure that we overcome any challenges that you encounter. The Second Republic, under the servant and able leadership of His Excellency, the President, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, has emphasized diaspora engagement as a catalyst for national development. And when we do that as Zimbabwe, we are also in consistency with the continental obligation that we have as a country, because already our African Union has already embraced and declared the diaspora as the 6th region of the African continent. So in the same spirit, the government of Zimbabwe is accelerating its engagement drive with you in order to broaden your participation in national development initiatives as the 6th region of the continent, and in our case, as the 11th province of Zimbabwe. So the mantra that nyika inovakwa navene vayo, ilizwe lakiwa ngabanikazi valo, is a reflection of His Excellency President Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa's acknowledgement that a nation, in terms of the responsibility towards its development, ultimately is the responsibility of the nationals and all those that are ready to partner with the nationals of Zimbabwe. So you'll find that His Excellency the President has therefore made it a tradition that wherever he visits, the issue of engagement with the diaspora, it takes a center stage. Again, for him to hear it firsthand in terms of the challenges that exist and the challenges that you face. And then in the same vein, for you to be able to appreciate on some of the opportunities that exist at home, and opportunities that also exist in the regions where you are now resident, but taking advantage of your linkages with home. So the Second Republic, in its recognition of the pivotal role in national development played by yourselves, has established a dedicated government structure, the National Diaspora Task Force, to enhance and strengthen the development partnership between government and yourselves as the Zimbabwean community resident outside its borders. So the task force is made up of focal persons of all ministries, departments, and agencies, and is co-chaired by the Office of the President and Cabinet in partnership with our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. I therefore encourage you to capitalize and profit from this occasion to express your views, express your aspirations and expectations, and engage with us so that we appreciate the challenges, the shortcomings, and the failures on our part that you would have experienced, and going forward, ensuring that we overcome such shortcomings so that you are part of the development agenda of our country. As government, we are alive to the need of creating a mutually beneficial and enabling policy and legal environment that will provide you with the opportunities to actively participate in the development of Zimbabwe. In this regard, we are in the process of reviewing the national diaspora policy, which we crafted in 2016 to align it with our national development strategy and also align it with our national vision for 2030. And that review needs to be informed by the challenges that you have been experiencing and the aspirations that you have. And the policy seeks to maximize and broaden the pathways of mainstreaming your participation in the national development agenda to ensure that what His Excellency President Mnangagwa emphasizes, the issue of inclusivity and ensuring that no one is left behind. I therefore invite you as the diaspora to submit your views, your recommendations, and your contributions, and drawing from your experiences and drawing from the challenges that you've experienced, so that as we review this policy, we find that it is reflective of the aspirations that you have. So your contributions will ensure that the policy is inclusive and is also driven by the challenges that you have been going through. His Excellency the President has set out a target so that by end of next month, this policy must have drawn from all the contributions from the diaspora and from within Zimbabwe, so that we are able to speak to the challenges that you have been experiencing. And this will also empower you in terms of the contributions that you have been making. Significant contributions, I say. If one looks at the remittances that come from the diaspora community, and we are looking at numbers that are now over 2 billion in terms of the direct diaspora remittances that you have been making. And the engagement that we are having today and the engagements that we'll have going forward are meant to ensure that your participation in the economy goes beyond the remittances that you have been making generously by way of contributions, and ensuring that you are also participants in investment opportunities at home. So I would want once again to formally encourage you to utilize the formal channels of remitting your hard-earned income back home, so that we don't face challenges and some of the negative experiences that have been witnessed over the past. And I think going through the various stands, one can appreciate the various initiatives that yourselves are making to try and ensure that the flow of funds from the diaspora to Zimbabwe are done in a manner that is as facilitative as possible. On our part, we are continuously working with the central bank to try and ensure that the cost of remittances are such that there is value for the sender and value for the receiver of the remittances. So in terms of the business environment, I know a lot of you have been experiencing a number of challenges with regards to the issue of the ease of doing business. And that's why this morning and this afternoon, we also have the chairman of ZIDA here to try and ensure that he speaks to some of the challenges that you have been experiencing, and he is ready to hear you out in terms of lowering some of the costs that you periodically encounter and some of the challenges that you continue to encounter as you try to undertake a business. There are a variety of opportunities that the ministers that are here today and the secretaries that are here are ready to share with you. It could be in the area of infrastructure development across the various provinces. It could be in the areas of agriculture and business. It could be in real estate. And going through the stands, I think I came across 3 or 4 colleagues that are ready in terms of this area. There will also be opportunities in terms of the manufacturing and the industrial sectors. There are also opportunities in terms of tourism and hospitality. And all these are available over and above some of the opportunities that exist in terms of the financial investments, the equity investments that exist at home. But lastly, before I sit down, I want to speak to the issue of the ease of doing business, which has seen us have ZIDA at the center stage of driving down the cost of doing business. Last week, as the Office of the President and Cabinet, we were in Gweru in the Midlands province, hearing out in terms of the challenges that those that are embarking on business are experiencing in terms of the cost of doing business, and the submissions that were being made indicate that notwithstanding the significant progress that we have made, there is much more that we need to do. And it was only last week that His Excellency the President was giving us deadlines in terms of ensuring that the ease of doing business is further reviewed to try and take into account some of the challenges that you have been experiencing. If we are able to do that, it then gives you the meaning to what His Excellency the President continues to emphasize, that we have a Zimbabwe that is open for business. And we have a Zimbabwe that welcomes you to invest back home and participate. So the issues of streamlining the processes and the procedures of investment and doing business, I would want to assure you that there is something that we are required by His Excellency the President to review and come up with further liberalization so that we have a seamless structure for all those that want to participate in investment opportunities. So as I conclude, let me encourage you to continue raising the Zimbabwean flag high and jealously safeguard the heritage that our gallant brothers and sisters attained for us. Let us remember that before anything else, we are first and foremost Zimbabweans, united by our common African and Zimbabwean values of Ubuntu, a concept in which your sense of self is shaped by your relationships with other people. I am only because we are. Let me end by cordially inviting you to engage in profitable interactions and discussions with the members of the Zimbabwe delegation for more insights into overcoming the challenges that you have been experiencing and in embracing the investment opportunities that exist at home. So with these words, I thank you for your commitment to the development of our beautiful country, Zimbabwe. Tinotenda, siyabonga, I thank you.